Hi guys, I'm just going to give you a little bit of help on lesson 1.2a. Hopefully this video can help you get through this homework. So I want to quickly just show you how I did this problem, and then I'm going to go on to a couple of harder ones. So first of all, you guys are pretty good at knowing that these are x's and 1. So your equation right here, 5x plus 2 equals 3x plus 12, just comes from that. And then what we're showing here is that if I take away 3x from both sides, what I really only have here left is 2x plus 2 equals 12. And that's what you have here. And then, of course, you subtract 2 and divide by 2, and you get x equals 5. And then I've verified it over here by taking the 5 and plugging it in to x. And I got a true statement that 27 equals 27. Okay, so now let me do a little bit harder problem with you. On the next page, this is all done for you. This is all complete, but let me just explain what it is they're actually doing. So the original problem has 5x plus 3 and then a negative 2x right here. And then the other side has negative 3x and negative 9, minus 9. These should all be negatives, by the way. That's unfortunate that it's not correct. But let's just solve it algebraically here. So if you combine these two like terms, 5x and negative 2x, you end up with 3x. And then now you have 3x plus 3 equals negative 3x minus 9. So what you need to do to get these negative 3x's to cancel is to add positive 3x like they're showing over here. Normally I do it underneath, like I put plus 3x here and plus 3x here. But they're just showing it next to it. Of course, 3x plus 3x gives you 6x, plus 3 equals my negative 9, and then from here it should be very simple for you. You subtract 3 and divide by 6, and you got x equals negative 2. And of course, how you would verify that solution is to put that number, negative 2 here, here, and here to see if it's true, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So 5 times x, which is negative 2, plus 3, minus 2 times x, which is negative 2, equals negative 3 times x, again, negative 2, minus 9. And then we simplify this mess here. This is negative 10 plus 3. Negative times a negative is a positive 4, equals, that's positive 6 minus 9. So let's see, negative 10 plus 3 is negative 7. Negative 7 plus 4 is negative 3. And guess what? 6 minus 9 is negative 3. We have verified it. Okay, without algebra tiles, we're just going to do it algebraically. So look, these are all done for you. You see the answers are here, but let's go ahead and find out how we get those answers. And I'm going to just do that on a separate sheet of paper. So let me choose one that I know you guys can do very easily, but I'll start with number 6 and then move on. So I got variables on both sides here, negative n and positive 2n. Hang on, let me get my camera to work here. Okay, so you have choices here. You can either add that n to both sides or subtract those n's from both sides. I'm going to choose to add n to both sides here. And that leaves me with 8, because those cancel, equals 2n plus n is 3n plus 20. Okay, now you just subtract 20. 8 minus 20 is negative 12 equals 3n. Divide by 3, n equals negative 4. Now again, I chose to add n to both sides. You could have actually subtracted 2n from both sides and ended up with the same answer. Okay, let's go ahead and try one that looks scary just because it has fractions in it. 1/3, negative 8, 12, and 4/3. Clearly the LCD of all these is 3. So if I rewrite this fraction, I kind of spread it out a little bit because I'm going to show you that we're going to multiply everything by the LCD of 3. 3 over 1. You're distributing this. Now we've done this a bunch of times. So I'm going to do it again, except I'm going to do it one piece at a time. So 3 over 1 times 1 over 3x. Clearly these cancel, and all that's left here is x. Minus 3 over 1, again I'm just distributing this, times 8 over 1, really. So 3 times 8 is 24. There's nothing to really cancel here, so you're just left with a plain number. Equals, again, I don't really need to show it, but it's 3 over 1 times 12 over 1. It's really just 3 times 12 is 36. Plus 3 over 1 times 4 over 3x. The whole point of this is so these cancel, and clearly you got 4 over 1 times x is really just 4x. Now I have variables on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and think of these as algebra tiles. If I have one x algebra tile here and 4 of them here, I'd like to get rid of the one from this side and just get them all on one side here. So what's left here is this negative 24 equals 36 plus 4x minus x is positive 3x. Subtract 36 from both sides, 3x here. And these are both negatives, right? So 36 and 24, what's that going to be? Negative 60. Divide by 3, and you end up with x equals negative 20. And hopefully that's the right solution, which it is. Yay. Okay, let me do another one with you. Kind of a scary looking one, maybe. How about number 11, and then we'll go on to probably 13. So how about number 11? Okay, number 11, I'm changing the t to an x. X plus 3 over 2 equals x minus 1 over 4. Well, what's the LCD for 2 and 4? Well, hopefully you know that it's 4. I'm just writing it on both sides because it's easy for me to remember that I need to multiply everything by the LCD. So I'm going to actually start on the right side this time because this is the easy side. Because 4 and 4 cancel and leave me just 1. So what you really end up with is just 1 times this quantity. So it's just x minus 1. These are the tricky sides. 2 goes into 2 once, but it goes into 4 twice. So I really have a 2 left to distribute here. So I don't have 2x plus 3. I have 2 times the quantity of x plus 3. Which is really 2x plus 2 times 3 is 6. Back that up and try to understand it if that wasn't clear to you. Okay, here we go with variables on both sides again. So now I got 2 x's on the left, 1 x on the right. I'm going to get rid of the smaller quantity here. So 2x minus x is x plus 6 equals cancel negative 1. Subtract 6 and you get x equals negative 7. Pretty straightforward. Okay, let's do a little bit longer problem. How about we do number 12 and 13 if I have time on the video here. So let's take a look at number 12 and see what you got here. Actually, let's do 13. So I'm going to distribute this 1/4 to everything here. So 1/4 times 12, a fourth of 12x is 3x. A fourth of 16 is 4. And what you're really doing is you're really just simplifying that. See how that's 1 times 12 over 4 is 3, and 1 times 16 over 4 is 4, equals 10 minus 3. So let's see, I'm distributing a negative 3 here. So negative 3x, and a negative times a negative is a positive 6. Okay? So now what do we got? Well, we got some like terms to combine, perhaps. So 3x plus 4 equals 10, and 6 is 16 minus 3x. Still have variables on both sides, so I'm going to, let's see, how would I get rid of these negative 3x's? I could either add 3x to both sides, or if I want to get rid of these positive 3x's, I could subtract. Well, I like adding better than subtracting, and I'm sure you do too. So 6x plus 4 equals 16. Minus 4, 6x equals 12, x equals 2. Let's see, we got it right. Okay, let's try a homework problem. Looking at your homework here for perhaps one of the inequalities that we have trouble with. So let me look at number 19 here. This is from the homework now. This is not your classwork, so I'm doing a homework problem for you. Because I'm going to do both these. And you see the answers are right here, but I'm going to help you find those. So Let's start off with number 20 and we'll work backwards. Don't worry about the order here. We're just going to kind of work through these. So I've got negative 4x minus 2/5 is less than 1/10 plus x. I don't like fractions, so what do I do about it? I fraction bust. So if I think of all these fractions, I know that the LCD is going to be 5 and 10, have an LCD of 10. So really nothing to cancel here, so it's just really a matter of multiplication. So 10 times 4 is 40, but it's negative 40x. Now, the 5 will go into 10 once. Sorry, 5 goes into 5 once, but into 10 twice. So it's really 2 times this 2 is minus 4. What we're really doing is this, 10 over 1 times 2 over 5. So we're really doing this, and 2 times 2 is 4, and that's where that comes from. And the minus is that. Less than 1/10 and 10/1 simplify to 1, plus 10 times x is 10x. Okay, this time I'm going to do something just to remind us of something here. So I got variables on both sides. I'm going to subtract 10x from both sides in this case. So negative 40x and negative 10x is negative 50x minus 4 is less than 1. Okay? Add 4. Negative 50x is less than 5. And here's the important part right here. What am I going to be dividing by? I'm pointing to it, obviously. I'm going to be dividing by a negative. And whenever I multiply or divide by a negative with an inequality, I got to remember that this sucker has to switch directions. So negative 50 divided by negative 50 is positive 1x. Less than becomes greater than, and this is just a fraction that needs to be simplified. So 5/50ths is 1/10, and don't forget that it's negative. Okay, unfortunately I'm running out of time on this video. I'm only allowed to do 15-minute chunks at a time, so let's quickly graph that. So if this is negative 1/10, 0 is here, maybe negative 1 is here, negative 1/10 is like maybe here. Remember, I'm going to use an open circle for that. And I'm graphing anything that represents x. So x can be any number that's bigger than negative 1/10. So all those numbers are to the right of negative 1/10. And that was number 20 on your homework. So guys, I hope this helps. I'm sorry I can't be there. I'm hoping to be back for you as soon as I can. Watch this video again if you need help. The rest of the assignments you've had this week are all reviews. So I know you're going to do fine. I'll see you as soon as I can.